Hello folks, hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we are once again looking down at Westhill here on the Citadel server. Trying to decide what I want to do next. We were working on the towers on this bridge yesterday, and I think an easy thing to do might be to just kind of continue along this northeast wall and just kind of do all the details and stuff all the way up to the main gate. We have all of the stuff with us here to do that, so it seems like a good idea. And I'll check the book just to kind of make sure that's something on our list. So we did detail inside the East Bridge Towers. We could also light the churchyard. That actually might be a good one to start with too. North Bridge Tower, West Towers and Ramparts. Yeah. So we'll take a trip along the north wall here. We'll just give ourselves a bunch of normal kind of decorative things that we carry with us, like barrels, composters, crates, which are note blocks, and chests. I do like having a couple of slabs sometimes. We'll bring those. We're probably going to need some decorative blocks. Probably that too. It should be good for now. So up along here, yesterday we did the insides in through this tower, but we kind of stopped when we started to go along the wall here. And right away I'm seeing that I'm probably going to want to put up some sort of railing. So we'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about how I want to do that too. Because I really like the view of looking down on the North Barracks Road here. And then we have the inside here to deal with. Thankfully the rafters are done. But we will have to do something else along here. It's also fairly plain. I don't know if I wanted to bring the texture up any higher. Change that to some andesite. So I'll need some trapdoors, some signs, and some andesite slabs, it looks like. Also, when I did the stairs over here, did I do the stairs as bricks? I did. Yeah, I think I like doing bricks as the stairs. I think it makes them stand out a little bit more. So maybe we'll take some of those as well. Hello, 88. Hello. Good to see you. Scotsman UK. Are you the same Scotsman from the Spawn Chunks this morning? Thought I'd tune in to see what this world was like because I've gotten very curious from the podcast. I'm assuming, yes, that was you. Very cool. Remind me, what was your build in the Hangout this morning? For folks that don't know what I'm talking about, the Spawn Chunks as a bonus audio for our patrons, of which Scotsman is one. We do a monthly Minecraft hangout where members of the Discord share what they've been building in Minecraft, and we chat about it on a little, 40 to 60 minute podcast. And so that's what we did. And one of the builds was from Scotsman. Wow, what were you doing? It's hard because I looked at like 10 builds this morning. Crystal infused pathway, right? Yes, right. Yeah, that was really cool. I really like the pathway there. So basically what it was, for folks that don't know, it was like a path. Do I have a path around here I can use as an example? Where's a good path? Over here, I think. Oh, no. Where's a good path? Here we go. It was something like this. It was a path sort of like this, but it had more greenery and stuff going on, and it had a big cliff. And then it went down into a cave, and Scotsman had like amethyst crystals like coming out of the cave and kind of growing across the path as if the crystalline structure was like aggressively taking over the open space. It was very cool. But it was really well done path. Lots of azalea saplings, which I don't use very many of, so that was worth stealing for the future. I'm sure I will. take advantage of that knowledge now that I have it. Need doors. And what did I say? I wanted wanted these. I think. Having so many ideas from conversations in the spawn chunks, it's a matter of what goes around comes around. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think that's the thing too, right? Like Minecraft is very much a game of yes and, you know, people taking ideas that they like and making it their own. So obviously we can't have this. Like this is just, it's asking for danger. And the other time I've done similar was over here where we put in a little wall, but thankfully we had this shed here to kind of like keep this from being massive, but that looks okay. I think if we did that with spruce, it would probably look pretty good. I like this sort of stone break in it. I wonder if I can add some stone to this. Like if I did like a little, how many blocks is it? Oh, hold on, folks. My front door is buzzing. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. When you have a delivery person coming by, the one time that they come by is when you're doing something live. That's how that works. Anyway, where was I? We were looking at putting, like, counting these. I like this little stone divider. Maybe not like there. Maybe we can push it out by a block. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like, I wonder if every 5 blocks or so. Or 5. Like if I put one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I'll just fudge that into the corner. Feels a little farther away. That might be worth it. I'm just putting in some detail. Oh, I thought I was going to make it. I missed a sub right when I went on to grab the door. Thanks, Dan. Happy Cat, tier 1 sub for 10 months. Thanks very much for the sub. Appreciate that. And thanks for the heads up, Dan. Very nice of you. The Nookie says, oh yeah, they also show up when you're in the bathroom. Yeah, that's fair. They give you this huge window like, hey, we'll show up anywhere between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. It's like, well, that's inconvenient. I understand that you're coming to get my thing to return it and I don't have to take it to a post office, but like, come on. Throw me a little bit of a bone. They're supposed to text and say they're on their way, and I didn't get a notification, so... But this is also the This was like the second or third attempt. I tried to return something on Wednesday or Tuesday, and they said they were coming, and then they just never showed up. I'm not sure about this idea. It might not look very good from below. Actually, you know, that's not too bad. Maybe we don't make it out of stone. Maybe we can do wood would probably look better, because we did something very similar over here where I've got like, it looks like the railing is like a fastened to it. Now this is easier because it's a straight surface, it's not angled, but that might be the other way to do this. And that would mean that most of the railing has to be inside, I guess. I don't know whether I want to do this flat or whether I want to do this with wood, like logs and stuff. So if I do this, then this has to be on the outside. That could look cool. Oh, there's a lamppost there. Oh yeah, the inconvenience of when a landlord wants to check something. I tend to be pretty lenient on that kind of thing. I have a very lackluster experience with my landlord, and so when they actually do show up to fix something, I just say like, well, it's better than not showing up at all. That's kind of how I look at it. I don't know which one I like better. I mean, we'll fix the direction of that one, but what do we think, chat? Do we like the full log? I'm gonna put some scaffolding down here just so I don't drive myself crazy flying everywhere. I say that, and there's probably stairs inside that building. If I did my job right, there's stairs inside that building. Not sure which one would look better. I like the longer of the two. Still feels a little snug in places. Here feels okay. So if I was to make this, I guess I just don't want to make it too wide, right? I always forget that you can do a stripped version of the expensive logs. Oh yeah, you can do. I prefer stripped logs most of the time. I feel like it has that, you know, milled look to it, like it looks like a person has touched it. I think all we need to do here is just space these out a little bit better. I think I like the way that that looks. It's a very high wall. Like, you would not want to fall off of this. I wanted that one. Yeah, it's getting there. I don't know about this part. I feel like we might want to keep those free. Yeah, it's a little smooth, but then places like this, I feel like we can come out here and maybe attach them that way, and then that will give us an opportunity to put down signs. Minecraft Melly, hello. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. I think the only thing that's missing is that then these start to feel a little on the bland side. But we can't always wrap them, so maybe a barrel on the top instead of a spruce thing. So we'd have to do that from below, unless I wanted to put like a cap on it. I could put like a barrel and a trapdoor maybe. Does a trapdoor cover the whole thing? Not a trapdoor, a pressure plate. Can't really make right now. I've brought too much stuff, I think. Yeah, that sort of works. That might be too much. Composters are the wrong color, generally. They're a little bit more red. And plus their texture goes the opposite way. Vertical versus horizontal. I'm wondering whether I should put like a stone variant here. No. I feel like the tops of these need to be something more special. Yeah, I guess the barrel on top is fine. I'll try with planks maybe. No, the log definitely looks better. Closest bed. Can you put pressure plates on top of composters? I don't know if I've tried that. I know you can put trapdoors on top of them. I never really looked at that closely. Oh yeah. Imagine like a jungle wood or a dark oak pressure plate would look good on that. Oops. I wish the way that directional blocks worked was more like how logs worked. It's about the block face that you're targeting, not the direction that you're facing. I feel like those are roughly evenly spaced. What I like about these is it gives us an opportunity to put a light on one of them to help light this whole place, which is cool. And I feel like this doesn't narrow the wall too much. Of course, we have that problem. Standing on the pressure plates, I probably should have done that last. Now, I don't know if I want to go as far as to pull these down as well. That does look pretty cool in the spots that we can do it. Herding cats. Good to see you again. Almost finished line in sight. Marvelous build. Thanks very much. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it's hard sometimes I find to get excited about these last parts of the task, but I think we're doing okay. All right, so this is tricky. We can't do the sign thing here. We can do this part though. And we can do the other part. I might be able to work this out. That goes like that. That means I'd want this one to be outside. Which means this one can be inside. Which means we can put a sign here. I stood on a trapdoor. Or a pressure plate. I'm not sure if I like these going down on the edges or whether I should put them in the middle. Let's try one in the middle. To do it from up there. So just out of curiosity, if I flip this and do this here, then I could do this back here and these out front. What do we think looks better? These tall parts by the struts or in between? I think I like the better one, the second one. Then we can do this up here. I mean, we can still put, you know, signs here. I don't know, for whatever reason, this one seems to like look cooler, but maybe we don't need those. Number 2 says "Ye old envelope." You like this one here? Yeah, I mean, they both look good. I just matter of which one looks better, I guess. It would make this less complicated. Weirdly, I think this makes sense, but this looks better from down here. All right, let's go with that one. I mean, it's not like it's a hard thing to fix if we have to fix it or change it. And if that's the case, then I'll probably move this one. Oh no, that was in the right spot. More signs required. Gotta remember to start putting in the pressure plates last, so you don't trip them every time you leave. Probably more signs than that. I'm glad that the signs don't pop off when you do that. All right, so if that's the case, this is going to change. And then that would stay the same. But we'll get rid of this one. And that has to stay like that. And we can't put signs here at all. And we can't do that on the outside either. Just here. Thanks for the lurk, Happy. Appreciate the extra eyeballs. I didn't mention it yet, but if folks want to go and share the post on Twitter about the stream, or just let a friend know that you're hanging out with us and having a good time on stream, we're trying to grow the channel. I appreciate all the help. Where do we want to put this? Inside, outside. Yeah, I think we probably want to do it right where that is. Like that. Then I can put the sign here. I gotta say, the small detail writing you did on the signs is brilliant. It's so simple but so good. Thank you very much. That's nice of you to say, Melly. Really interesting to see what you can do with that kind of detail on signs in 1.20 now that we can write on both sides of the sign. You could use signs in all kinds of different ways now. I can't put a sign there. Can't put a sign there. We're going to change this. I think this is going to move in here. Then we can do this. Interesting how it doesn't power both. And then out. And then I want to say we could do that, but it might not look the best. That looks okay. Whoa, that's a long way down. Now where is the wandering trader annoying me from today? Sounds like it's just outside. Aldebar, hello. Yep, he's going to be honking there for the next 5 seconds. Not even. We don't have any emeralds to trade with him, so there's no point in even talking with him. It feels a bit repetitive, I have to say. I might want to reconsider what we're using here. I'm wondering if I changed one of these. Now, if I got a hold of this and changed this to dark oak, whether that would be a better look. Tie in a bit more with the dark oak over here. It then looks kind of plain on the outside. But then we could also use stone pressure plates instead. Wandering Kiddling accidentally caught fire. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm struggling with the barrels. They're the only part that I don't really like. And it's mostly, they look okay down here. It's more that I don't like the way that it looks walking across here. Whoops. That helps a little bit, just having pressure plates of stone on top of them. When I first listened to the Spawn Chunks, I found that Joel sounds a bit like Etho from the voice tones and melody-wise. That's funny, the Canadian accent, when people really kind of dig into it, it's as much of a cadence. It's not like there's a lot of difference in pronunciation between like an American and a Canadian accent, especially if you get into the bigger cities. Like I'm from Halifax and you get into Montreal or Toronto. I mean, Montreal, there's a lot of people with French accents, but in terms of the English speaking accents, it's only in rural Canada you get kind of like your rural twang from here and there. But and in the Maritimes, it's very different too, because of course we have a lot of Scottish and Irish influence, early settlements. So brown shulker wouldn't work. It's too dark. Plus, I don't have any. Don't have that many to spare. I think we might go with the dark oak, but then that makes me think, what can we do here? Maybe these can be changed into stone stairs. That makes sense. That or I go get dark oak stairs. Is there anything else I wanted to try? I don't think so. Yep, I think I do like the dark oak better. I guess I should have brought more of that then. Plus, if we put a stone pressure plate on top of these, then it'll tie in with the stone underneath it, which could look cool. Sometimes when you don't have a big plan, it's nice to kind of go through iterations to get to where you're happy. I find a lot of it is about balance too. Like, I think the barrels look pretty good from below, but really what's forcing my hand here is how it feels when you're walking along the top of the wall. That's what I think is more important. So that's why I'm making the change. And then as far as the stair goes, we could do either andesite or polished andesite. And I think we just go with regular bricks. Seems to be the best way. And that way we have the nice tie-in between the stone stair bottom and the stone pressure plate on the top. Accents are fun, just how they change depending on an area and influence is fascinating. Yeah, I find it really interesting too, especially when you get into something that's so diverse. Like I mean, Canada's huge, so there's a lot of different kind of. Not only is there a different accent, but there's also different slang and different ways of referring to things, and like that's interesting. But then you get into a place like the United Kingdom, even just within England, and the different regional accents I think are really interesting too. All right, did we forget anything? So, darn it. One of those could have a sign on it, I think. I think we're good there. Are there German-speaking regions in America, Canada, or more south? I've ever wondered. I don't think there's any German-speaking. I mean, there'd be German families like immigrants and stuff, but not like regions where German is a thing. The official second language in Canada is French. We're going to use the bed we made yesterday. Hero de Line. It is 2.5 years since we started that main gate. Cool. So I think the only thing here is that I'd like to have a little bit of stuff along the outside, and I like the contrast we've had going. So I'll probably just get something to put there. This all seems fine. In some places I've been putting these up against the walls, but I don't think I want to do that along here. Yeah, I wouldn't mind throwing in some texture here. So we'll have to be careful because some of it is going to be visible outside. But we could totally do some texture along the top. And really that's it until we get to here. So there's not much left to do on this section of the wall. Stone, crack stone. Let's get... I didn't bring any andesite. We'll have to go get some andesite somewhere. So one of these is probably going to look better than the other. Probably this one. Actually, it's a little bit light. Maybe we'll go with the dark one. Nope. So we'll go get some andesite so we can use that for texture. think that's all we need from in here. So then thinking about this other section of the wall, I don't know if I want to do the same thing. The fall is not as steep because there's more stairs in this inside. Ye old envelope. Yes, the insides of all the buildings. I mean, they're not all done. Are they all done? The intention is to have them all finished. I think in some cases we're going inside these towers and we're finding that there's nothing in them, and so I need to finish them. But yes, inside of everything is done. Like if it's just a tower, then it's usually just a room. But like the insides of, you know, the top floor of this is bedrooms. These are all the interior designs, and these are all finished. Like they're not left empty. They all have something going on. It's not much. Like it's not meant to be a home base or anything like that, so there's not that level of detail. I feel like these might need some buttons. I don't have the inventory space right now. All right, now along here, we should be able to just, with the exception of the far right-hand side, I think that's the only spot I didn't want to put any andesite. Yeah, because the andesite is very specifically along the bottom. So I just don't want to place any andesite along the side here. So as long as it's not one of those blocks, we can totally do it. Right, so that's what I don't want to do. A little limited as it gets a little tighter, but not bad. And then we can switch. Oh, that's a little bit too much there. Yeah, I think that's just about right. Nice. I'm going to pop down here and make sure I didn't mess up anywhere. Nope. Good job. I'd say that feels pretty done. Find some opportunities to put a couple of signs up along here. I would say that's maybe the only one. And then as far as buttons go, dang it. They all seem to have a face facing south with the exception of that one. I don't know whether that looks too busy. Hard to say. No, I think that works. So I need 1, 2, and then we'll put the other one on that side. So 3 more buttons. I mean, anybody ever want like a half rocket instead of a duration 1? I kind of want like a duration 0.5. Yes, if only to get to the top of builds consistently. Yeah, like I almost want like a, or even if they had like an enchantment on the pants where like if you crouched, it would build up, and then if you jumped, it would give you like the longer that you hold, the higher your jump would be. You know, I feel like that's a video game mechanic. You know, I've seen that before. So in here, I realize that we've not done any kind of cool things with signs. So I'm going to throw a couple signs in here just because I keep on walking by here and feeling like it's a little bit, it's missing something. I also feel like this should touch the ceiling somehow, but I don't know exactly what to do. Just something a little bit more interesting to look at. I wonder if it would be cool to put like stone stair here too. Oh, nope, never mind. Yeah. Feels structural. Break time, says Dan. Thanks very much. So for anybody that's new, I take a break about once an hour, and it would be time to do that. Here's an opportunity. I think because we've been moving things back and forth, it might be good to actually have this come in here a bit. Or I guess I want to put the door inside. I generally don't like to have the railings overhang the stairwell if I can. Maybe just here we'll move it. Just so it feels a little bit more open when you get to the top. Sure. I find that sometimes depending on the space, you end up like, sometimes you get your head caught on your way up the stairs. So we're going to remove this. That is covering up that. So we will think about how we may want to reconsider that. We will put something in the middle of the room here. This is going to be interesting because this looks pretty cool from outside, if I remember, but yeah, I don't want the windows any taller. I don't think. We might mess with that when I get back, but I'm going to step away for that short break. You should too. Give yourself a stretch, maybe refresh your coffee or your tea or whatever you're drinking, maybe get a snack. And as I mentioned before, we are looking to expand the viewers on the channel. So if you've got a friend that you think might like it, let them know that we're live. We'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, so I want to go get the tables and chairs. Oh, do I have some? So I'm thinking some of this stuff could be really cool. We make it look like there could be like a spot for guards to hang out in the tower. That could be kind of fun. Yeah, so we'll grab maybe a chair. I'm thinking maybe they could put their feet up on some bricks or something. And try maybe to change the way that those windows look. I don't know if that's going to be a thing we can do. So we're probably going to put something in the middle of the room like this. Just to cover up the top of that. I could also try to figure out a different way to do the top of this. I think I could put stairs all the way around it and cover it up and then change it. But for now, I think I'm okay with it the way that it is. I could also just put a cross beam here. Instead of this kind of weird thing, we could have like a support beam or something to hang the lantern from. And then we could change this back to whatever we want. Honestly, I would probably just lower the whole side of it. We'll see what we have to come up with. But these are that height for a reason. But I'm wondering if I can push this to here and still have it look good. I mean, we'd raise both of them if we decide that this looks good. I don't think there's... I don't know any reason why they would have to be lower. I don't think I have... Oh, maybe it's the other windows. I tried to make these towers look all the same, although this has got bigger windows. Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of preference, but I think I'm okay with raising them up. The roofs along here are some of the first things I did in the town, and they may need some help. I've obviously had a couple different versions, and I've not been happy with them. So I don't think I see anything wrong with the higher window. I mean, it looks really wonky just like that. But if we change them both, and then we could do something cool like this. And maybe even cover this up without having a big thing in the middle of the room, right? So that you can see and shoot out of the window. Pretty fun. And do I have any signs left? I'll have to make some. Then we could use the signs as like little, sort of like railings. Yeah, it's not bad. This is a little bit repetitive in terms of a texture, but you know, it is what it is. That's good. Maybe we don't need both. Hmm. We can have it off center. That's fine. A little bit more interesting. Yeah. Like that. And then as far as like having something else up here, maybe we don't have room for the like the footrest idea, but I like the idea of having just like a chair somewhere. It's a lot of very spruce browns. Maybe we need a dark oak chair or something. Could also sacrifice that and put something like this in its place, which I like. A little bit too cramped, and unfortunately I don't think that's going to work for me. So we're going to switch this back. I think I now realize why we moved these all to the side, so that when you're going through here, you're not kind of dodging and weaving out of the way of things. I think I might want to switch these. Then we'll put the chair here. Yeah. Good, good. Now, as far as this part is concerned, we put a log there, and I could lower the ceiling. And that might look better. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So I'm going to go get a log. It's funny how things that you built just a few months ago you come back to and you're like, it looks good, but like I could totally do it better now in just a few minutes. I find I definitely fall into that sometimes. Put the pressure plates back. Composters back for now. Log. Cosmic Dancer subscribing at tier 1, 56 months. Dropping in while I have a spare 5 seconds to share. Cosmic is having a very busy weekend. Thank you so much, Cosmic. 56 months. That's amazing. Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope things are going smoothly. what was I doing in here? Right. Going down here. Going to remove this. We're going to hang the lantern back up underneath there. That feels a little bit better. And then all of this, we could essentially change to full blocks. If I wanted to do that. Yeah, if we remove this, place it with a full block, and just kind of go down the line. So those are all smooth. That was an andesite there. And then along here, I could maybe get into a couple of stairs. Yeah, I think that looks better. Looks a little bit more secure, and I think we can also wall this up. Although then we have to just change the direction on the stair. Yeah, feels a little bit more like inside corridor now, which is good. I think I might want to switch this. And then we'll just put 2 signs on it. And then that means we don't need that there because that is just whatever block we want it to be. Although I like it. But it does give us the freedom to change some textures up here. I think that's good. Yeah. Good times. Do. That does feel a little bit strange now. Oh, because that's there. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay. Yeah. I think we're good. I think we're good. The only thing that I'm not sure about is now the changes that I've made outside. If these roofs need to be revisited with other stuff on them. Just wonder if there's something else I could be doing with the roofs, with like ridges or something. Thinking about the other towers I've done. A lot of the towers have gotten pointy. I've kept these all pretty low. It might be just something as simple as like taking, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 levels. Maybe taking the top 2 levels and just pushing them up a little bit so they have a little bit of a slope, maybe. Like everything else has got a more of a steep angle to it. Really, it's the difference between like that and this, right? Well, aren't you out for a stroll? Also really don't like this grassy thing out here, I don't think. I'm gonna take that down. All right, well, let's continue the wall while we have all of the stuff in our inventory to do that. Still a pretty long drop here. I think we have to do at least some of the same design along here, and I think it'll probably work out okay. I think when we do that, we might have to move some of these. Now these will be a little bit more interesting because they large straight sections. And we'd want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be outside. I think that's how we did it, right? Yep. So there's 4 there. I'd say we'll do this one. Hark the Shark, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for saying hi. And then this one would be on the outside here. Yep. So these will have, I think, the buttons on probably the south side. Building a railing on a wall. That's what we're doing. Yeah, that way we can do... Well, you know, we could do them on all sides here because of the way that the width gives us some extra leeway here. So then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons. Now, hopefully that's not overkill. No, I think that looks good. I think maybe we just need to add a railing going up along here. We've got a flat surface here. And if we hit this, and I don't think I want to come inside like that. That's not terrible, but I think maybe outside would look better. I am out of trapdoors. What do I not need? I don't think I need those. I'm sure you've heard this before, but the level of detail here is insane. Thanks very much. I mean, it's fun for me. It does require some patience, I think, but I like what we've been doing. And the only thing that you really kind of have to resign yourself to is that, like, it's been 2 years doing this project, two and a half. So, like, it's a lot. You kind of have to make your peace with that, I find. I find that's something that is a common theme with a lot of Minecraft players that we talk to, either here in the channel or in the Spawn Chunks conversations and emails we have. Like, I mean, Pixelriffs and I have the luxury of doing this for a job, so we can put in the time. If the only time you get to play Minecraft is like 90 minutes a week when you're done your homework, well then, like, I get it. I get why people don't put in 2 years in a build, because 2 years for me is 10 years for someone that can only play once a week, right? So I get that part of it all. I might try to change the angle on this stone stair here. But yeah, like I feel like a lot of times people will say, like, I don't understand how you can do this for so long, and it's like, have you tried? Like, it's harder when you have other people that have a different opinion, you know, like if you're on a server and people want to reset on the server all the time. I might be able to change this underneath here, you know. No, look at that. Nice. You probably can't see in the dark. Hold on. I think the thing with this particular build has been to check off certain things like as we go, and that's been really fun. Like working on a section and then checking off that section feels good, you know? All right, so I like the wagon there, and I like the path in the dirt, I think. It's really about maybe throwing in a couple of extra cracked bricks and stuff here, but it's really going to be about this railing going up the stairs. I think I might just change this back. That's all stair railing. This kind of cuts in there, and I think that that looks okay on the inside too. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's perhaps useful. Not sure. The list really helps. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you're trying to finish things. You're not trying not to forget it. So this, I'm debating on whether I want to switch this to a single staircase. This just feels very tight to me. I mean, there's nothing to say that I can't push this out and connect it at a different spot. I'm just feeling that this is very repetitive. I'm trying to think about how we can change it up a little bit. Maybe tied into some of the other colors and stuff we've been using. But then we've got that problem, right? So, to maybe give this a little bit more oomph. You know, sometimes it just looks good to have it be double wide. You know, like have a sturdier look to the end there. I'm also seeing like there's a lot of trapdoors in this wagon, so I'm trying to cover up some of the trapdoor repetition so that it's not quite so obvious, but I mean, I guess we could turn those into dark oak trapdoors, but then it's going to look like a chocolate bar. I don't know if we need this actually. I wonder if there's a way that I could make this structure looks like it just kind of continues right up. Like maybe if we put that there. Yeah, I like the cart too. Thanks, Dan. That's not bad. Looks a little bit funny from this side, but not the end of the world. I think I would prefer to have stone on the top here. I'm wondering what that would look like. Stone bricks, I should say. I think that helps it be a little bit more defined. Now this, I think, is outside. Oh, no. And we could have a couple spots where it's been a little worn down here and there. True Delich, hello. Yeah, and then it goes back to being stairs. Although I think I prefer this look that I've been doing elsewhere where any stairs are stone brick stairs. I find it just defines things a little bit nicer. Not that we can't have like a little bit of a texture play in here too. And then along here we have the same thing. We can't really change any of these too much because they are meant to be smooth stone. We have some opportunities here behind the midpoints, which I'm probably just going to take advantage of. I can't do that. Let's maybe move these down a little bit. Oops. Meant to be, that's a stair? Did I put, that's not what I want there. All right, pop down here. Toy Bear says, when I do details like this, just throwing something down, if it doesn't look terrible, I keep it and move on. Where you take the time to try and different combinations and it comes out looking much better. I'm always trying to find the right balance of getting more things complete faster, skipping over the things that not everyone would stop and see. Yeah, I try to do that. Like, it's not so much... I mean, these are very visible, so I'm taking the time with them. And there's also a thought process behind it. I'm thinking about like what would be worn. Like if someone's standing here and looking out here a lot, this would be the one that has the cracks in it. Like just little things like that. So it's not exactly random. But a really good example of me not putting a lot of detail into things is going to be like the bottom of these rivers. I'm really not going to fuss about them too much. Right? Like I want them to look kind of like that, but that's it. I'm really not doing much to them. I just want to smooth them out, remove some of the broken parts of them, tie them together where they look too shallow, get rid of the sand that looks dumb. And really it's only like what you can see from standing near a build on the riverbank. I'm not really going into too much detail there. So that part is a good example of what you're talking about. You're like, no one's really going to look here, you know. I think a really good way to look at it is like when you're composing a painting, and when you take the time to think about, okay, what's the focus of the painting? And like, how can I spend my time on that and then pull the viewer's eye towards that with composition and then, oops. And then, you know, not spend as much time on like the trees in the background and stuff like that. All right, I think that's pretty good. I still don't know quite what's happening here. I almost want to put in like a stone combo, you know? A stone brick. Yeah, I think I like that better. Of course, I don't have any slabs. Oops. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. And then we can put the andesite like down here. Sure. Cool. Next question. You've been asking for games to play recently, and I was wondering if Anno 1800 would be the one that you would like. I've watched someone play that. I think I watched Corrales play that on YouTube, and it just seems like another version of like City Skylines, so it's not really high on my list. I think the problem I have with a lot of those city builders is that I want more control, and I find like the way that things snap or the way that things kind of go in those games are not always exactly the way that I would like them to work. I also find that there's a lot of waiting around in those games, but it's a good suggestion in terms of like it's in the right wheelhouse, I think. A game like that I think I'd have more fun playing, and I have played on stream before, is Oxygen Not Included. So it's not a city simulator, it's a colony simulator. But I like the graphics a lot. You know, like I feel like it offers a lot of appeal to me. Played Anno way back when it was free to play and pay to win, but it was very slow to advance. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, I'm hoping to find something that I can stream, which would be ideal. I mean, I've got you know, the opportunity to return to what's it called, Satisfactory for a break when I want to. So there's that. Okay, I think we've got just about everything here. I don't really think I want to put anything out here like a crate. Although that's not terrible. There's one already inside. Maybe we can use a barrel instead. Yeah. But there's not much more we can do along here because of all the stuff. That's just kind of, it would make it too thin. So I wouldn't mind putting a few things here. That's not even visible. So along here we could do some cool stuff. I kind of like the idea of putting something here with like a barrel around it or something. Like a black concrete would look cool there. Black concrete powder. Yeah, you know, I think that's what we'll do. Now this goes to the inside of something. I might just be able to fill that back in when it's all said and done. What's it made of? Looks like cobble and andesite would be the choice. I want at least one of these, maybe even two. I want to get concrete powder. I need to just ditch some stuff in my inventory here. Reach that point in the stream where it starts to get frustrating how full your inventory is. We've got black concrete powder. We've got coal. I'm thinking about like some cool stuff like Something that could be like black pitch that they might want to fill up and throw over the wall. Kind of like the coal block. We've also got blackstone too. One of the rare cases when I actually want to use blackstone. No, I think coal wins that out. The Vampire Maid. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you had a good week. I've got 2 barrels. Maybe a chest. I put that away too quickly. Darren, hello. Welcome in. So here's where we would put like the block of coal to look like it's a barrel of stuff. And then I thought we could have like barrel there and like a little barrel on the ground there. And then I was wondering if we could make it look like some of this has been like spilled out maybe. I think that works if I remove this and put like a cracked brick in its place. Yeah. A fun little detail. Because there's really not any room to put any detail here. I'm even considering changing this stair just so that it is a little bit more of a ledge here to walk on. Yeah. I think we're good. Now this did feel empty when I was walking down earlier, but I don't know that there'd be a lot along here. It would just be more of this kind of thing. You just have to be wary about how often you're repeating this kind of thing. But we could try to come up with some ideas about what other material. Like we've got a dock down here, so like maybe some of the things that would be here-ish would be related to like the water somehow. Don't exactly know how. Maybe we can put like a bundle of material, but like all of this stuff is going to get rained on. We could end up putting like a small structure along here, you know, like if we ended up wanting to have something, just have like a little overhang to keep stuff out of the rain. You want to have goods stored outside. Could do stuff like that. But I definitely feel like we need to put some stuff along here somehow. And it'll help break up the big grayness of the wall, although this helps. This helps considerably. Alright, let's go see what we can check off in the book. First, inventory wipe. Haven't really needed those. Nice. Book. Where's the book? Keep. Countryside. Curtain wall. Detail the west towers and ramparts. Detail north towers and ramparts. So I think we're about halfway done because we have to get to the other side of the main gate and that's all still north. Detail the north bridge tower. Right? Church. Light the church out. Okay, so we're about halfway through the north towers and ramparts. That's where we're at right now. So maybe what we could do... just reorder things a little bit. Oh, that's the church. Hold on. Right, so we're just kind of working our way counterclockwise. So east, north, and then west, and then back around to the church, which is south, essentially. Nice. Thanks for the reminder for the break, Dan. I'm going to take that now. Folks, if you're new, take a break once an hour. You should too. Stand up, stretch, drink, grab friends, you know, ask permission first, but poke them in the arm from a safe distance and tell them they should come hang out with us. We'll be right back. Ye old envelope. Thanks very much for hanging out. Have a good day. Thanks for all the eyeballs today, folks. I really appreciate folks just chilling out. It's a pretty low-key stream a lot of the time, and I know that there's a lot of more, we'll say, higher octane streamers out there, but I appreciate that folks like this one and tend to stick around. So this is the other section of the wall, the north wall. Needs texture. It's going to be a little bit trickier. There is a fairly tall section here. And I don't want to just repeat the same fence design that we were doing the last little while. Like, I'd like to try and come up with something new. So, I don't know. We've got this opportunity here to have maybe some supports under this and have it be maybe a stone wall as opposed to, you know, like we could do this on both sides, you know, just to kind of have it come together a little bit nicer. And then this also bleeds into this alleyway that I needed to fix. I think we're going to remove the dirt here and we're going to turn it into like an actual cobbled alley. And we might actually turn this into something a little bit more useful. I don't like the down and then back up again. I think we'll just bring it straight across. Maybe that will be the stone part, and then this part here could be a little bit more dirt related or have some storage or something. There is also a door here that I have to maintain, so we could do a couple different things here. This is wide enough to have some decoration, have a couple things like, you know, piles of stuff along here as well. The artist for the music, Curious of Doom, is, I think the track is called Laniaka, Laniakea. I believe the artist is Moire, Moire, or vice versa. I don't know which is which. It is from, oh gosh, it's a royalty-free website, but I don't remember the name of it right now. It unfortunately gets flagged on YouTube as copyright, which is BS because it's not copyright, it's copyright-free. So this bleeds into the barracks, and we've done most of this. There could be a little bit of texture happening here, but I want to keep this section clear. And then when we go upstairs, well, we've got to decorate in there too. This has all been textured to the best of our abilities, and I don't think we really need a railing here. I think that's not really tall enough to really warrant it. Just textures, and then of course, like, this is empty. The windows are low. The rafters are not really done in any particularly interesting way. We run into another place that needs a very tall railing here. I like this. This was a fun addition. This little barrel, so we want to keep that. And then we run into, this is the north. These are the north towers, I would say. This is like the north tower, and this has got nothing in it except for very odd kind of scaffolding bit, and then some stuff in here. It looks like there was supposed to be a lamp there, but I never put one there. And then this one is the north tower, and this has been designed. I don't really know if there's anything we can put in here, but we could always put like a lantern or something over here. We'll have to see. I'm assuming it's pretty, yeah, very, very dead in terms of lighting. Now all this stuff is done, which is nice. I'm trying to think if I could run along the wall the whole way. I don't know if I can. I think I have to go downstairs and then back up again. So if I go in here. Right, I can go across the gate. I can go, it's a closet. This is just the tower. Yeah. Then I have to go downstairs and then back up. Oh, there's an empty room. There's a couple of things we'll have to run around and check. And I can get across there, but then this is the end of the line. until I go downstairs. And then we're back out here. Yeah, there is no way to get over to there, and that's fine. So I think as a change of pace, as a way to finish up today, I think I'm going to come back up here and do a little bit of digging. Because there's no point in keeping all of this over here because we're going to be working so far away from everything. So we're just going to put all this back. And then we'll work on a little bit of the river. Viral Porpoise, hello. Thanks very much for the subscription. 12 months. Can we get some love in chat for Viral Porpoise that just unlocked the Space Keystone Badge? An entire year of support here. Thanks so much, Viral. How are you? It's been a minute. I hope you're doing very well. So the good news about going up and doing this river work is that we really won't need much with us, which is nice. That is honey box. Satchel. All right, so we can put some of this stuff away. Bring the bed, torches. This stuff we don't need to bring. That. And I guess we can just put this wherever. Yes, I have my window open for anybody wondering what's going on. Take that. We're going to need dirt, grass. We're going to need, oops. Hopefully that was coarse dirt. Yeah, coarse dirt. Oops. And probably stone. That's full. I'm sure I'll end up coming back for something. We'll sleep as well before we go. So yeah, I think the thing that I like to do, especially when I'm at the end of a stream, is that I know the stuff I want to do along here is going to take longer than I have left. So I like to take these bigger projects and kind of just like work on them for a little bit and try to work our way around. So there's a couple of spots here that need to be sorted out. Oh, we should bring a bucket with our iron box there, and I don't think we're going to need bone meal, at least not right now. It's mostly going to be about finishing up the river scape and getting it to look the way that we want. The pain of working with water. Well, I'm going to take my Elytra off. Oh, that's a good point too. We can bring this with us too. Turns out I had some. These have been sitting here the whole time. Cosmic dropped off like almost a chest of water breathing potions, and I had them. I had some already here. You can see kind of what we've done. It's nothing fancy. I just kind of wanted to smooth it out, but then we've got these odd cliffs and pieces along here that need some work and some destruction. I didn't know that was still there. So the easiest place to set up is probably going to be over at the farm here. I don't want to destroy all the grass, but I guess we'll just set up over here. And put down ender chest. That's really it. So all I've been doing along here is just using sand to kind of map out where I want the edge of everything to go. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring some coarse dirt, and the sand is going to be replaced by coarse dirt. And so just because I want things to look a certain way from different vantage points, I've been using coarse dirt just along at least the first edge of any kind of river, and then going down like one more block. And that tends to be enough. And then after that, it's usually just regular dirt. We should take these off too. So I use the sand because it's easy to see from the map. Actually, at this point, where's the water level? Yeah, that's the water level. So it's still good. I always forget that you can turn coarse dirt into path blocks now. Now, when it gets to here, we've got to connect this up. So This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this would be 3 here. Oh no, wait a minute. That's 6. Let's do 3. 3. Got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5 here, I guess. And then this would be 4 and then 3, I guess. Yeah. It would be nice if it was easy to unpath dirt. I agree. I think that would be a nice change. Not bad. So in some cases I might leave some of the stone in. But for now, we're going to at least take out this section. Now some of this is going to be cliff, and I think maybe along here it might be good to do that. I don't remember how far I was going down. Looks like 59 was the go-to for most of this. Yeah. I find a lot of the times, because I've done some river digging around here, I've not had to go back all that often for supplies. Certainly not sand. I've not had to go back for sand at all. So here is where we have coarse dirt going down on the second level. And the squid in my way. Whoops. Sand will definitely be helpful when we go back to the modern city. 100% agree. Absolutely. I'm sure the stone will too. So I also have to think about whether or not I want to keep this as a cliff. I think I want to keep at least one of them as a cliff, but maybe not both. What are we looking at for landscape over here? I think that makes sense, this one. But I don't know about the others. Yeah, I think that makes sense as a cliff. But then I think that maybe this one. think we might want to mow this down. Thankfully, endgame shoveling is not hard. But this is also why we have like shulker boxes and shulker boxes of dirt. So that's not too bad. We'll go a little bit lower maybe. Shovel around the dance floor. That's a good way to look at it. I didn't bring stone. I should have brought stone. That's a shulker box. Oh, it was full, wasn't it? That's right. Yeah, so I think along here we're going to want to cut this down quite a bit. Oops. And get underneath this, like that. Now this is the actual cliff part, so I think here we maybe will replace some of this again. And we'll go stone here. We did something similar at the west gate. So we'll just do it flat for now, but we'll change it up later on. You can very quickly see how a biome build of this scale just gets out of hand really fast. You start getting outside the city walls and there's all kinds of crazy stuff. Starts inching your way into the to-do list, you know? So then I still think we can take a lot of this riverbed out. I don't know if I've done this side of the river or not. I don't think, maybe I have counted it out. Does not look like it though. Where are we here? Right. Okay. So then 2 there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's the sand. A lot easier when you've already come through and done all the counting. Makes life a lot easier. I tend to do that off stream just because it gets a little bit repetitive. So I'm okay with having a tree in the water here. I think it's kind of fun. And I think that lines us up. Now on this side, I think we're going to remove the rock at the bottom. It's so funny how all of this is actually well underwater, and yet Minecraft decided to make it like a pulled down river valley that doesn't have any water in it. It was very weird. You can see that a lot on the map where it's kind of like come out of a Y value there where there should have been water, but there wasn't. I've been playing Minecraft Dungeons the last couple of days. At what point do you cap on level and can actually start saving gear? I don't know what the level cap is in Minecraft Dungeons. I didn't play it very long. It's fun to pick up briefly, but I didn't find it had a lot of legs for me. It'll be nice to get rid of all this running water too, which might be a good thing to do now. I feel like there's one right in the middle. There it is there. A lot of times it's easier to just dam off the river, design it dry, and then come back in with the water later. Once we hook things up, it should start to flow downstream anyway. I'm getting there. I never understand why things don't just hook up. I think the easiest thing to do here is going to be use ice. Because Minecraft, that's why. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm going to need another one of those. And we've got an ice box here. Oops. Whoops. Oh, these all have silk touch on them. We are going to need another pickaxe. Silk touch. I had fortune, I think. Oh, come on. So annoying. Right, so that's all the edges. At least over here. Yeah, when you're mining out a lot of stuff, it's nice to have a variety of pickaxes. This is my stock from very early on. I've had the same picks for ages and ages. Ever since we got mending on them, I've not had to repair picks for ages. Or not repair, replace. Repair them all the time. But just not had to replace them. weird how they disappear. It's good to know though if we're ever able to put like ice and water in a spot where we can make the wall invisible somehow. Yeah, this is a real pain. Hey Joel, how's it going? Says hello. Hello, hello, says Joel in return. It's not confusing at all. I wonder if the thing to do is going to be just to build things up. I get us most of the way there. Water potion. Kelp might work faster. That's a good idea too. Don't think I have anything with me. I'll check though. I mean, what's more important is the landscaping part of it, but you're right. Kelp might be a good way. Eats up a lot of bone meal though. The only thing. Did I not drink the potion? Oh, maybe it was a bottle of water I had. So because the bottom gets covered with a lot of seagrass and other stuff, I don't bother putting coarse dirt on the bottom unless it's really close to a bridge or something. So for now we'll just make it all dirt. These guys are just as annoying as the wandering traders. Oh, I still have my elytra on. I was like, why has it gone wonky again? Nice. So that's the geometry mostly done. Like that's an odd tree there. I might change that a little bit. And we'll remove some of the sand here. And I think we'll take this out too. So along here, I think because it's right next to the farm, I'm going to go through the extra effort of making the whole thing coarse dirt. And then I guess about here, I'll create like a little section where it goes up. Yeah, so just so when you're at the farm, what you're looking at is mostly textured. Can coarse dirt be bone meal? Yeah, stone, sand, coarse dirt, dirt, gravel. I can't remember what else, but most things underwater can, if it's underwater, then I even think you can bone meal terracotta and get seagrass on it. I think what matters is the water block, not necessarily what's underneath it. I think what won't work on are things like stairs or things that are not whole blocks, but you can even put it on the backside of a trapdoor, I think, as far as I know. It's just a matter of, is there a full block of water where you're putting the seagrass. So I'm guessing that this hasn't even been thought about, yeah. Cool. Now this, I think we're going to have to widen that a little bit on the left-hand side. Be my guess. I think we have to take this down a little bit more. Does get larger, but I think maybe we'll leave this part. We can always refine that later. Look out, pig. Oh, don't want to get too crazy. Have to make that look nicer later. So I think this is where we can start to do like contours and start to like pull it up from the river a bit. Sometimes it's nice, you know, when you've got something slow going, like the detail work in the town, you can just kind of switch gears and like take a half an hour and make like a lot of progress in a very simple area that just needs to be torn down or flattened out or like whatever it is that you want to do. So here I think what we'll do is just we'll do a simple 1-to-1 along the riverbank until I get to the cliff. And the cliff doesn't start until way over there. Okay, so this is fairly straightforward. And this kind of stuff is very formulaic, you know, like you just kind of pick your poison and commit to a pattern, and then you can always refine it later and give it a little bit more character, but just to kind of give a decent sort of like 1-to-1 structure. And actually here I'm probably going to push it back by 2 just to kind of add some gentle slope to it. Oh, that's different. That's wrong. And now we're starting to get towards the cliff. So this is where things would get steeper quicker. Oh, can bees drown? I've never tried to drown bees in the game. I don't know why you would, but... The first dog I ever tamed in game ended up drowning because it tried to path underneath where I was working. I was doing like a pond design, and the dog followed me into the water and then got caught underneath some of the flowing water. So over time, this will all get grass growing on it, and depending on how far we want to go with it, we can decorate some of this, but it's probably going to be pretty simple. There's something very therapeutic about landscaping in Minecraft, I think, too. Like, there's just it's a very quick result of, like, changing the landscape into something you have done. There is a little bit of math, but, like, really it's just about, like, it reminds me of drawing. I think that's probably one of the reasons I like it so much, is that it reminds me of drawing, doing, like, sketches and line work and stuff. You're kind of, like, sketching with Minecraft landscape. It's kind of how I see it. So we might change the way that this hill rolls, because there's probably going to be a farm here. You can see the bees that I've collected over the time building here in the area. And I think we're going to make like a bee farm there, but I don't know what the design is going to look like. So eventually it'll be nice to have like another farmstead house or something here, and then having some property here between them. Like, we could easily have this path that kind of comes up here to this farm. We could have like an offshoot that's like another path that accesses the river. And then like this low-lying land here, I think it'd be really cool to cover it in flowers, you know, and kind of give the bees something to play with. But you can see the huge difference now. Like, that cliff is actually going to be a feature instead of just a weird thing to work around. And then the river you can now see kind of like snaking all the way around here. So lots of really fun changes in just like, 40 minutes of gameplay. And then adding vegetation and other details would be turning the sketch into a finished picture. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I work in layers. Like, I work in, or passes, I guess is another great way to think about it. I definitely work in passes when it comes to Minecraft. I think you kind of have to. I guess I can just put all this in here for now. And that free inventory to chop this up. Come on. Not leaving anything. Right. So that's just a nice little way to get just a little bit of extra work done. But it doesn't take much when you've got like an established pattern to follow. So quite happy with progress. And then it looks much nicer on the map now too, right? So even if it's not finished, it's still got some fun stuff going on. So we are going to drop everything back off here at the keep. What? Hey, McScrewgunn, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Stone. Oh, that hits room. And then we had ice toolbox. All this other stuff goes over here. I feel like grass is probably full. Yep. Cool. So for folks that have been hanging out all afternoon, really appreciate it. I'm glad that you decided to stick around, join us for some detailing here in Westhill. I believe that Tadpole Milk is live, and we're going to go raid them. There is another streamer that I normally raid doing a charity stream. Megabyte is doing a charity stream. They are doing artwork, not Minecraft. So I thought I'd raid the Minecraft streamer and then mention the charity stream. So if you want to change of pace and you want to go watch some art being made, and Megabyte is a lovely human. And I would highly recommend checking out her as well. But we'll pass you on to Tadpole Milk. I'm very happy with the details along half of the north wall. We don't yet have a chance to check something off in the book because we're not quite finished, but we've got all these little like interior details done. This is still a little weird to me. I might revisit the way that I've done the inside of those. Same thing with the roofs. We might do like a final pass of like, are we sure we're happy with this, Joel? We might want to fix it, but I really like this wall. I really like this little guardrail wall that we made, and I like how it looks from down here specifically. I think it adds a nice variety to a very boring stone wall. I think we've added a bit too. The dark oak matches with the roofs over here on the right hand side, so I think we've got a lot of really cool stuff going on. And then of course we spent the last little while just out toiling around in the water, but we've got a much smoother river happening along here now, which is nice. And once we get some rocks and vegetation through here, you're not going to even tell the difference. So really the goal is to kind of like smooth out a lot of the stuff. Anything that's got like a build that we've done, like a bridge or a farm or whatever that has a vantage point, I want to kind of makes when you've got everything kind of squared away and smooth looking. It does. I think this is the first one we finished completely. This is also done all through the city as well. So that kind of stuff is great. If you've got some podcast chops, you want to listen to the Spawn Chunks podcast. That is the one that I do with Pixel Riffs. We have a huge show coming up on Monday. That's going to be about the latest snapshot for 1.20. We also have a new episode of the Citadel Cafe that's been recorded but not yet edited, and that was with myself and Brockett, and we talked about the new episodes of The Mandalorian that have been out in the last little while. And you can check that out at thecitadelcafe.com or thespawnchunks.com or wherever you find a podcast. Also on YouTube. We're basically everywhere. Speaking of YouTube, Joel Duggan VODs, great way to catch up on all of the work that you've seen. If you're new and you want to see what's been going on here, it's all recorded on YouTube. There's no cuts. It's all stream VODs. It's a lot. But if you're looking for some reference, if you want to go back and see, me building something specific like this bell tower, then you can go look that up on YouTube. Thanks so much for hanging out, folks. Be kind to Tadpole Milk. We will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye for now.